So, 1-1 at Old Trafford. It finishes in a game which to be fair, I don't know how we didn't win. Totally the better side, especially in the first half. Chance after chance after chance. Kai Havertz should have scored at least three. And we hit the woodwork. Reece James was absolutely magnificent. We were clearly the better side. And to be fair, it was one of those nights once again where we're frustrated by the number of chances created, and we haven't capitalised on our superiority throughout the game. And as a result, we managed to get ourselves in front. It was coming, let's be fair, it was fully justified. And then straight after, Cristiano Ronaldo, one chance throughout the entire 90 minutes, and bang, 1-1. And we tried, obviously, to get the winner, and we were unfortunate again, the woodwork denying us. But it wasn't to be, and our woeful record at Old Trafford continues. To be fair, it used to be a stadium where we used to get really good results. In fact, I remember back in the day, Fergie, clearly stating that the side that tends to get the best results at Old Trafford was Chelsea. I remember back in the 80s, a night game 2-1 victory, Kerry Dixon getting the goals. I remember us winning there with that Thiago absolute wonder strike, Gianluca Vialli through on goal. So many opportunities down the years where we've gone to Old Trafford and we've played United off the park and been clearly the better side, which we were indeed last night. But what does it mean? It means now, of course, now we've caught up with our game in hand, so we now level in games played 33 games played with Arsenal and Tottenham, and we have a points differential of 6 in front of Arsenal, 8 in front of Spurs, and United are further back. It's really the two from North London that we've got to kind of keep our eye on. But the games are running out. Our next game is, of course, against our dear Frank Lampard, and unfortunately we're going to have to add to his woes because we need 3 points. I think 2.5 victories and we should be pretty much safe. Let's not forget that Arsenal and Spurs, it's a kind of win-win situation when they play in the North London derby. So for that reason, we have to say that we should, in all intents and purposes, get that Champions League spot and secure third position. It's what I want to do. Third position is the most important. Now, obviously, we all know about Antonio Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger played yesterday. He was absolutely superb. Massive big up for Reece James. And we were good, we were really, really good. As I say, there's nothing wrong with us creating chances. We always create chances, but once again, we just failed to put the ball in the back of the net and make our superiority count. And it's to be fair, it's been our situation for a number of seasons now, and that is the differential between us, Manchester City, and of course Liverpool. We know that we've got the players and the ability to match them in many aspects, but it's just that final clinical sort of situation in front of goal. We just it's always the same, and yesterday's game epitomised exactly what's been going on for some time. And we clearly got to sort that one out, but of course we need to get this situation now with regards to the sale of the club concluded. It's becoming now a little bit laborious, and I just feel now that we need, sort of to nail that one down and get some clarity, so we can all move forward and look forward to next season. And I've got no doubt that it will happen. And I've got a funny feeling it might happen after this bank holiday, perhaps maybe from Tuesday onwards. I see that there's a request now for the final 3 bidders to find another £500 million to put aside for players' transfers. Clever stuff, obviously, by Chelsea FC. They're pressing all the buttons. They're basically saying, look, if it's going to cost you 2.7 billion to buy this football club, well, you're not going to put that down at the club. That's the first point. The second point is, whoever comes in, whatever shareholders, you can't sell the club for at least 10 years. So you have to be all committed in all aspects with regards to it. And also the £1 billion put aside for stadium renovations, that also cannot be put onto the club in terms of a debt. And now we've had this additional £500 million. And it's quite incredible, isn't it, really, when you think about it? And you have to say Roman Abramovich is playing the right game. He's obviously, he's going the extra mile to see who's going to blink first, because all these technicalities and these conditions attached, if someone's really has the intent to make Chelsea, continue in its winning ways and its global aspirations of where we want to be, all these little bits and pieces, right, okay, are kind of like little tests to see if indeed these people have got the right mettle to take on board Chelsea FC. So we should have to wait and see. So I'm going to read you a little extract from the circumstances regarding the club and that £500 million. Just get this up right now. Okay, so this is regarding the club here, right? So Roman Abramovich, so bidders asked to pay additional £500 million after Roman Abramovich's demand. Chelsea's three final bidders have been asked to increase their offers by £500 million following a request from Roman Abramovich. The final bidders, who remain in the running to buy Chelsea from Abramovich, are a consortium led by Sir Martin Broughton, the former Liverpool chairman, and another group spearheaded by LA Dodgers part-time owner Todd Boehly. I think, even though a third consultant has been fronted by Stan Pagliuca, I think it's going to be those two that are going to be the final two. That's my particular. I'm going to actually get a different one here in Sky, and I'll read this out to you. It's just really good sort of extract to show exactly where we are at this moment in time. So it says Chelsea bidders hit with demand for extra funds to secure a 2.70 charity windfall. So the three consortia were told this week that Roman Abramovich wanted an additional £500 million to be paid to the government and the proceeds from Chelsea's sale to charity. Sky News learns. The final three suitors for Chelsea Football Club have been handed an 11th hour demand to stump up £500 million more to buy last season's Champions League winners, just days before the potential announcement of the preferred bidder. Sky News has learned that the trio of billionaire studied consortia were informed in the last 48 hours that Roman Abramovich, the Blues owner, was demanding that the additional sum be guaranteed by his successors, and that would be one of the biggest charitable donations in British history. Incredible, isn't it, really, when you think about it? A source close to the process said on Thursday that the consortium had been informed of the request earlier this week and was minded to agree to it. They said they understood the demand for the additional sum had come directly from Mr. Abramovich's associates. One insider said they understood the owner was insisting that $1 billion would be handed to charitable causes straight after the sale completed. You know what I mean? Don't you think you should get some brownie points for that? It's incredible, really, when you think about it. This will effectively be guaranteeing a minimum headline price for the club of $2.5 billion. The government sanction of Mr. Abramovich meant it was now not legally possible to repay a $1.54 billion loan owned by the club's parent company, Fordstam, to Camberley International Investments, a vehicle who associated with the oligarch, and that an inadvertent effect on Mr. Abramovich's sanction meant he would not have access to the funding required to repay the loan. The person said the loan is thought to be repayable on Chelsea's sale. Prior to being placed on the sanctions list in March, Mr. Abramovich said he intended to write off the loan and hand the net proceeds from the sale to a new foundation to set up to benefit the victims of the war in Ukraine. You see, it's we're talking. This guy, Roman Abramovich, is doing everything possible, right? He's ticking all the right boxes. You think about what he's done previously as well. Chelsea and its advisors at the merchant bank Rain Group are awaiting clarity over the fate of that loan, but a source close to one of the bidders said they had been told that it was impractical for the loan to be forgiven as originally envisaged. The government has said publicly that Mr. Abramovich must not receive any of the funds paid by the new owner following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Mr. Abramovich's associates are said to have been consulting with large blue-chip international charities and UN associates about the establishment of a new independent foundation. It was unclear whether the special licence that ministers will need to ensure to permit the takeover of Stamford Bridge Club will enable the immediate distribution of the sale proceeds to charity. The Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport is understood to be aware of the consultation process relating to a new foundation. One investor who is participating in the auction process said that they had been informed that Mr. Abramovich's desire was to see a total of $2.5 billion donated to charity, with a further $1 billion to $1.5 billion going to Chelsea in the form of an investment in its stadium, its academy and its women's team. Unbelievable, owner. Unbelievable what's going on right now. All those people out there that think we're finished, or thought we were finished. Incredible. In exchange, that would ensure a total financial commitment from the Chelsea's next owners of between 3.5 and 4 billion pounds, which is exactly what he thought it was worth all the way along the line, and that was exactly the figure that he always had in mind. In exchange for the last-minute demand for an extra $500 million, Rain is said to have informed bidders that some of the financing constraints, such as those relating to the use of the debt, would be relaxed. One source said that all three bidders remained in the auction process and were minded to agree to Mr. Abramovich's request. Nevertheless, it was unclear whether any would have difficulty securing the additional financing at such short notice. Bidders are also said, right, if they're all saying, okay, we'll do it, they're the real deal. All three of these are the real deal. Nevertheless, it was unclear whether any would have difficulty securing the additional financing at such short notice. Bidders also are said to be seeking assurances about the destination of the additional funding, given the implications of acquiring Chelsea from a sanctioned individual. Already this week, manager Thomas Tuchel has said that the sanctions against the club's owner were to blame for Antonio Rudiger, the German central defender, deciding to leave in the summer. Well, he didn't actually say that, he said the complete opposite. Three bidders remain in the race to own the club. The three remaining bidders, who have all held further meetings with club executives and Rain at Stamford Bridge this week, have been asked for a guarantee that they will not sell a controlling stake for at least a decade. That request, which is thought to be unprecedented in a football club auction, was allied with one for minimum further investment of $1 billion in its stadium, academy and women's team. The demands highlight the unusual nature of Chelsea and the sale process at a time when the ownership of English football clubs faces unprecedented scrutiny and government intervention. Only it seems on one front there's any intervention. On Monday, ministers published their response to former Sports Minister Tracy Crouch's report on football governance, paving the way for the establishment of a new independent regulator for the sport. Isn't that incredible? In addition to the price, it is able to secure Rain has told bidders throughout the 8-week process that it is focused on securing the best future stewards of last season's Champions League winners. Mr. Abramovich has owned Chelsea since 2003 and has turned the club into one of the top sides in Europe, with 19 major trophies having been won under him. My goal would be to own Chelsea for decades to come, said one of the three bidders, the consortium headed by Boston Celtics part owner Steve Pagluccia and Larry Tannenbaum. The NBA chairman and Toronto Maple Leafs owner has publicly committed to lifetime ownership of Chelsea. Between them, the two men would have outright control of the club, with Mr. Tannenbaum telling Sky News last week, "My goal, and that of Steve's, will be to own Chelsea for decades to come." The bid, fronted by Sir Martin Broughton, the former British Airways and Liverpool FC chairman, would involve Harris, Blitzer Sports and Entertainment, owner of the stake in Premier League side Crystal Palace, and a string of US sports teams holding a controlling interest. I think I prefer it in the hands of less people, let's put it that way. And the other shortlisted bid would be 66% owned by Clear Lake Capital, a California-based investment firm, but with split voting rights equally with a group of investors led by Todd Boehly, the LA Dodgers part owner. Yeah, when you listen to that, the Pagluccia deal seems perhaps more genuine, doesn't it? It just seems maybe slightly a little bit better. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Mr. Boehly's bid is being advised by Goldman Sachs. Well, that's massive. The trillions in assets. And Rob A. Warshaw, where the former Chancellor and Chelsea fan George Osborne now works as a partner. This bidding frenzy is unprecedented in English football, and the last 8 weeks have witnessed a bidding frenzy with billionaire financiers, media tycoons and sports team owners from several continents joining forces in an attempt to gain control of the Blues. Sky News revealed last week that Sir Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams, two of the world's biggest sports stars, were committing millions of pounds to the consortium spearheaded by Sir Martin. Again, it's massive, isn't it? Yeah. The auction of Chelsea has become arguably the most politically charged sports deal in British history, eclipsing even last year's controversial takeover of Newcastle United by the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund-led consortium. The True Blues consortium of Chelsea supporters, which counts former Blues captain John Terry amongst its founders, has thrown its weight behind the Pagluccia-Tannenbaum bid. And this is interesting, guys. More than 10,000 Chelsea fans are interested in owning shares in the deal. Part of the deal that will see Roman Abramovich replaced as the club's owner. All three of the bidders are expected to be approved under the Premier League's owner and directors test before a recommendation is made. So all three have basically been cleared by the Premier League and pretty much by the government by all accounts. So it's just down to who's going to blink first, who's going to go the extra mile with the funding. I mean, it seems they all are, Be nice to have all three, wouldn't it? If they all got together, that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Chelsea's current operating licence expires at the end of next month, and an imminent sale of the club is seen as essential if Chelsea are to avert the uncertainty that would trigger the breakup of one of the top flight's most valuable squads. None of these parties contacted by Sky News on Thursday would comment. Well, by the looks of it, this is going to be coming to it. We're going to get closure next week. Yeah, I think it has to happen, and it seems to me as if all three are absolute solid bids. Yeah. They've all got the funds, they've all got the additional funds, they've all got the backers, and they've got the personalities and the expertise, obviously, to develop the stadium. Do you go with the one where John Terry's backing it? We know that Paul Cannaville now is putting his he's certainly not backing the Broughton bid. He's not too keen on Lewis Hamilton and Serena Williams and all that. I don't know, guys. What do you think? I mean, it's just massive, massive, massive news. But we need it now to be over and done with, yeah. And of course, we now know that we've got 5 games left. That's Everton away. I'm just trying to think of the games we got. We've got Leicester at home, Watford at home. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. Leeds away is another game that's and I think we'll get the 2 wins or the 2.5 wins to secure. 2 wins will be enough, I think, to secure Champions League football, which is great. And of course, we've won a couple of trophies already this year, and it'd be fantastic on May the 14th for us to win the FA Cup. What do you think, guys? Who do you want to be the owner of Chelsea FC? Do you want it to be the Americans, i.e. Todd Boehly and Goldman Sachs and the entourage regarding him? We know he's always wanted to buy Chelsea. He was first in and he's last in. Got the funds, never blinked once. Made his intentions perfectly clear. Ticks all the boxes. You know, made a massive success of the Dodgers, and his entourage is huge. And then we got Broughton and Sebco and Williams and Hamilton and all the associates there and the hedge funds and it's the British bid, if you like. And then you got Pauluccia, whatever his name is, Pauluccia, who John Terry's part of. Again, they've all got the funds in place, less people involved, and they all seem committed to fan participation and golden shares and all this sort of stuff. So, stadium development, fan participation, lots of money, all committed to Thomas Tuchel, all committed to Bruce Buck and Maria Gabeschia, all committed to maintaining where Chelsea are and backing Chelsea, financially in the transfer market and taking Chelsea to the next level, which is what we are, which is a truly iconic football club. Who do you want, guys? Which one? Would you want us? And what do you think about our performance at Old Trafford? And once again, totally and utterly, I don't know how Man United got a draw out of that, to be fair. But if it weren't for the brilliance of Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, he took that down well, and beautiful goal, let's be honest, But it's those chances, isn't it? Chance after chance after chance. We do need to hit a bit of form. We need to rest right. Thomas Tuchel needs to, and we're still looking over our shoulder a little bit of Arsenal and Spurs. But the bottom line is, we need to secure those wins. But we also have to have one eye on that FA Cup. It'd be nice to win our 9th FA Cup. We're overdue a domestic cup now, let's be fair. We need to, pick the sides in the right way, rest appropriately. Certain players that we need to perhaps protect for that cup final game, like Reece James, for example, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, N'Golo Kante, Thiago Silva, and give it a right good go, Let us know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Much love. Up the Chelsea, and speak soon.